Hello, my internet friends! My name is Katie Cassidy, and here we are. This is my belated commentary of the Dance with the Stars Season 25 finale. We have come to the end of the landmark season. Julianne Hough was the guest judge for the two-night finale, which I understand pissed everybody off considering she wasn't even here for the entire season, so why even have her in the final shows? I mean, I don't get it either, but it makes sense to have her because you didn't want any of the Three Stooges taking on two pairings when the others would just have one to handle. And I know most of you are wondering something. Did I really skip Normani and her salty bandmates performing with that rat-ass pit bull? And the answer is yes. Not my cup of tea. I can't stand either one of those acts. They're fucking overrated, okay? I'm just done. What captured my heart and my attention, other than the finalists, was Julianne's piece created by Miranda Davis. That was a beautiful visionary. And I am so sorry about that email, guys. I hate it when people do this to me when I'm trying to record. But, enough of the stalling. Let's recap of how the finale went. Drew kicked off the two-part finale with the redemption of a Paso Doble per request by Bruno. Now I could see why he would choose this dance because, quite frankly, it was pathetic the first time around. Bruno gave Drew a lot of great technique and pointers, which I think Emma could have been lacking thereof with all due respect. However, when this was performed last Monday, it didn't feel like a paso at all. It kind of gave me tango vibes. Despite that, there was plenty of passion, yet I wanted a bit more aggression. Drew basically doesn't have a mean bone in his body. But of course, Emma looked like a badass queen. Kind of a slow start to the night, but he definitely stepped it up a notch for himself. Okay, no disrespect to Val or Max or anything of that nature, but I didn't see the point of having the Schmerkowski brothers in Drew's freestyle. They were there for only 20, 30 seconds? Oh well, bridge under the water. This basically was the epitome of Drew's characteristics. This was fun and goofy all around. I even had a good chuckle at their timeout. The color scheme reminded me of Emma's Samba with Rashad last season during Vegas Week. But basically, what won me over anything was Sasha getting to kiss his precious queen before she began dancing with Drew. Esha is love, Esha is life. We all know this with me. We also know where Drew landed at the end of the night. That wasn't a huge shocker. So, for what it's worth, I had to applaud him for ending his journey on Dance with the Stars on a high note. Carrie Ann wanted Frankie to redo his Week 1 Foxtrot. Honestly, I was sort of confused on why she wanted them to do that. It was perfectly fine the first time around. But then I watched a redemption dance, and I was smiling from ear to ear, completely mesmerized. I would like to think that this was a good homage to Frank Sinatra, yet Frankie kept true on his own self. And Whitney was very stunning in her attire during the first round. This pair kept the crowd going and didn't miss a single step. If anything, I think Carrie Ann made the right call of them redoing their Foxtrot. This was more enthusiastic than the first. And I think I'll watch this one more than the first one when I want to look back on Frankie's journey with the show. Whitney was really torn on how to portray Frankie in the freestyle. I always say go with your gut and your heart. She went with her instinct and created something I would have never expected from her at all. I fell out of my chair watching this. For a freestyle, this was completely out of character, but nonetheless, I was entranced by it. The last time we heard Run Boy Run was in Bethany Moda's Paso Doble. That was a great throwback. I appreciate that. Thank you. I get that most of the audience wouldn't like it because it didn't suit Frankie, but sometimes you have to push the boundaries of what will work and what won't. I like how he was sort of the leader of the pack like in his team dance during Halloween week. I just couldn't shake the fact that the costumes reminded me of Willow's Not So Contemporary from season 20. But as usual, Frankie committed himself 100% into this dance, and personally, I think Whitney did a pretty splendid job of trying to create something new. When I first heard that Lynn was choosing the redemption dance for Jordan, I knew automatically he was going to pick the Charleston. He hated the previous one. And since I didn't get to discuss about it in week 3 due to the Vegas shootings and family visiting, I want to finally address what I thought about it the first time around. I thought it was fucking weird. And I fully agreed with Len. It wasn't a Charleston. There was too much focus on the theme instead of sticking to the dance that you were assigned to. But this redemption Charleston was absolutely fucking amazing. This was more of the visionary Lynn wanted. He's a difficult yet simple man. It's not too much to ask. I love how much energy they put into this. You have to give Lindsay Arnold freaking props for killing that dance while her knee is still a pain in the ass. There was so much going on, I couldn't even, lay it down on the line for y'all. But it was a showstopper and full of attack. What Charleston from week 3 from this pair? Personally, and I might be a little bit biased, but I'm not too confident on that, I think that this is going to be the best Charleston we have ever seen in the history of Dancing with the Stars. Okay, first and foremost, before I get any hate, I really loved Jordan's freestyle. But, I was also concerned at the same time. I've seen freestyles in the same familiar dynamic, and those dances didn't win that celebrity the mirror ball. In that sense, I thought Jordan was going to fall under the same category. Yes, it got the crowd excited and motivated, but I also questioned his fan base if they were absolutely loyal in casting their votes. Huge fan bases like Riker Lynch, Zendaya, and yes, even fucking Normani Corday voted until their fingers broke off and bled, but at the same time, they just assumed that they were going to be fine. Never assume anything with this show. With that said, I thought that this was wonderful. It reminded me of Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, basically all the greats. There were classic moves and modern twists. Lindsay knew what to do in order for this to be a very successful freestyle. It's not my number 1 favorite of hers, but it's definitely in the top 3. Julianne would be the mentor for Lindsay and Mark as they redid their quick step from week 2. While this was more traditional, it didn't capture much of my attention as much as their first one. And I don't know if anyone else noticed, but I swore I saw Lindsay overstepping or getting ahead of the music. I just love seeing Mark's expressions when he performs the quick step. It's so entertaining, and yet so animated. They did a really great job for what it's worth, but personally, I will always love the first quick step. It just gathered more of my attention. Maybe because of the costumes. I mean, come on, butterflies for the costume concept? Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Now, when you have Mark Bowles performing a freestyle, you know it's going to be unique. But adding Lindsey Sterling into the mix of a Mark freestyle, then you have no idea what the hell is going to take place. Y'all can fight me tooth and nail on this one, but I think that freestyle was the greatest one Mark has ever created in all of his years with Dance with the Stars. The costumes were simple, yet memorable. The music was phenomenal. You couldn't pry my eyes away from anything while I was watching this freestyle. And then, Lindsay pulls her violin out of fucking nowhere and performs tricks while strumming along with it. I will never get over her playing her instrument of choice while her arms were completely locked around Mark's neck. How did that work? Who came up with this concept? Mark? Lindsay? I don't know. But that blew my ever-loving mind. For me personally, I think this dance will shine more than any other freestyles Mark has created. It didn't matter if Lindsey Sterling won or not at that point. By the end of the night, I was definitely going to remember her name. Drew and Emma were eliminated on Monday night, landing in 4th place. Now, to some people, this elimination was a long time coming. Yes, he wasn't the greatest dancer in the world, but I think what helped him was connecting with the audience. That's why the Lachey's didn't work. Most people thought Sasha was boring, and Victoria already used up much of her comeback story. I think everybody wanted to see Drew in the finale more than any of the others. And frankly, I do see why, because they just love someone who's humble and funny, and just doesn't care if he won or lost. He just enjoys the experience. Drew and his brother Jonathan have a way with making people connected with them. And I think that's also why he had great chemistry with Emma. They were fun, and they just enjoyed their time together. They knew they weren't the strongest ones left standing in the end. They just did what they knew best. Drew is definitely on my list of favorite Emma Slater partners. No question about it. And I truly wish him the best with his career and his pending marriage. But for real, it's a time for Emma and Sasha to finally be married. The agony of waiting. It's just too long. I'm ready for Esha to finally be married. Anyway, thank you, Team Hot Property, for your humor, your charisma, and your determination of giving it your all, even if it wasn't the best at times. Okay, before we talk about Night 2, I want to take some time out to discuss about Arrow actress Katie Cassidy. It was very well known she did not have a close relationship with her father, the late entertainer David Cassidy, but they were still cordial, and David was proud of his daughter no matter what. It was also very well known that Mr. Cassidy announced that he was suffering from dementia in February of this year. When it was learned he was hospitalized with his organs failing, I saw some people criticizing Katie for saying at a Heroes and Villains convention when he was basically dying. And when she left that same convention to be with him, some people criticized her for leaving. Regardless of how or what her relationship with her father was, they were still blood at the end of the day. Katie most likely went to his bedside to share her last goodbyes and say whatever she needed to say to him. If you are sending Katie Cassidy hate of any kind because you don't care about her character or her own person in any way, shape, or form, I don't fucking care. Knock that shit off. She doesn't need that with her father's passing still fresh. She deserves love and respect and nothing more. People like that are just pitiful. And I can't believe I had to take time out of my schedule just to even address this. It's just... people are dumb. Okay. With that out of the way, let's discuss Night 2. I usually don't talk about the fusion dances much anymore. For me, it's like a last chance grab of getting extra points. It's kind of pointless considering the main event of the finale is the freestyle. But I will say all three of the couples brought their A game in their favorite dances and in their fusion dances. Yeah, Frankie made mistakes in his fusion, but it's done and over with now, and you really can't change it. But Lindsay Sterling and Jordan Fisher, wow, they were both freaking spectacular with both of theirs. I think it was a shit move that they threw in a 5-minute voting spree for your favorite couple. It was an absolute waste of time and energy. I mean, what's the point of it all? We're gonna find out who won with or without this bullshit anyway. I don't get what's the point of bringing it in this season. I hope they don't bring it back next time. I know we were running on a tight schedule, but I really didn't see much of our eliminated contestants. Granted, we got Barbara dancing with our shirtless male pros, and we got Debbie Gibson singing, but there wasn't much of others. Like, literally, I barely remember seeing Nikki and Sasha. Although it intrigued me that Vanessa got to do a final dance with Max, yet the only thing Nick got to do was sing a fucking song. I don't know, it just really amused me. Jordan hitting that high note in his solo song really impressed me, and Tom's face was fucking priceless. Lindsay kicked ass with her violin skills, Derek did his week 1 salsa, which wasn't even that good in the first place, and you know what? I enjoyed Lynn playing the role of Santa. Could you imagine what he would be like if he was a mall Santa? Ho ho ho, you've been a phenomenal little girl. Here's a mirror ball trophy. What's that? That boy was dreadful, yeah. I'll give him a 3. That's my worst Santa ever. And my worst British accent. What the hell? I need to regroup. But I'll do that later. Let's discuss what the final results were at the end of the night. Coming in third place was Frankie and Whitney. I really appreciated this partnership more than anyone could ever know. They brought out the best in each other this season. Whitney gave Frankie a whole new confident side of him, and Frankie gave Whitney her creative spark back that made people love her during her run with Alfonso. I'm really, really sad that this season ended now, because I truly loved how they worked together and made me smile every week. I always looked forward to watching them. Whether it was good or bad, or be like, what? Yeah. He may not have been the best dancer at times, but I would like to believe that Frankie Muniz was the heart and soul of season 25, and god damn it, he deserves an award for that. Team Franny Pack, I salute you for your hard work and your entertainment for us this season. You shall always have a special place in my heart. Okay, I gotta do this joke one last time. I'm sorry.
Life is unfair.
The winners of season 25 were Jordan and Lindsay. That was a no-brainer. I think for the first time in 25 seasons, this result has me a bit torn. I'm beyond thrilled for Lindsay's first win, but at the same time, Mark had the drive to win his third. Both pros worked very hard this season, and they both showed tons of promise and potential with their celebrities. Honestly, it's a tough call to say. I know some people think Lindsey Sterling was too boring, and I know others hate Jordan Fisher based on his past experience. Say what you want with either of them, I thought they were both incredible competitors. They both gave 1,000%, and regardless who won, they both deserved the mirror ball in their own rights. Although I was on Team Stark from day one, I am very happy for Team Fish Upon a Star. Congratulations, Jordan. You truly earned your spot as a mirror ball champion. And Lindsay, a big congratulations goes out to you for your very well-deserved mirror ball, let alone your first one. I'm very proud of you for how far you've come on this show, Lindsay. It's just remarkable. You and Jordan should be very proud of your hard work, and you and Jordan as a team will sorely be missed. A big congratulations as well to Lindsay and Mark for being themselves, for making it this far in the season, and for making this a tight race with Jordan and Lindsay. This team was unique and creative. We all knew unbelievable things were to come from the moment these two were announced as a pair. You guys, I hope you don't beat yourselves up too hard over this loss. You truly earned something more than a mirror ball. A close friendship. You will always win in my heart. And I'm seriously going to miss you two. Create magic for us every week. What the hell am I going to do without Team Stark? Lindsay Sterling, you brought out the best in Mark, and Mark, you created something magical with Lindsay. It's just... this is something I'm never gonna forget for a long time. And that's all, folks. Season 25 has come to a close. I know we were all expecting Dance with the Stars Jr. to be officially announced at the finale, but when Tom said that we were having a 4-week special of the show with 10 athletes, I was like, what? Like, what is the purpose of that? Are we doing fucking double eliminations until we crown a winner for whatever the hell the special is? And what athletes are we talking about here? Are they going to be the ones that previously competed on the show? Or are we cramming new people down our throats? And why athletes? What makes them so unique to do a special competition with them? I'm debating on doing a commentary for it. For God's sake. It's only 4 weeks. However, I'll do it if you guys really want me to. The same goes for the American Idol reboot. I hear that Dance with the Stars Jr., by the way, is not officially cancelled, but it's been shelved because apparently they don't have the funds for it for 2018. And I hear it's because they spent all their fucking money on American Idol 2018. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Fuck it. Okay, for the final time this season, sound off in the comments below. What did you guys think of the finale? What was your favorite part? What do you think about the 4-week special? Do you think Jordan and Lindsay deserve their win? If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see more of me in the future, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be alerted when I upload new content. At some point, I want to do a Q&A, or maybe even re-attempt at making vlogs. You know, when I'm not doing this freaking review show. I think the vlog idea would definitely work out, considering I'm most likely going to go to Florida in January to see my fiance and get to know my mother-in-law. I want to go for my birthday. I'm tired of being in the cold for my birthday. Snow does not agree with me at all. Let me know what you all think about that idea. I will most likely see you guys in the spring. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I love you all. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for being here with me throughout this journey. So, yeah. Take care, everybody.